What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2. I'm Corey, and with me as always is the beautiful KingxCoryy. So this video, we wanted to focus on the plants and the zombies that we consider to be our top 5 overall underrated characters.
Definitely. These are characters that don't get used often, but still have a lot to offer. So whether you're doing a multiplayer match or a garden ops, we think these characters are great in any game mode.
Exactly. So remember, these are not our favorite characters necessarily, but we do consider them underrated. They're just not used often. So without further ado, let's get this list started.
So we're going to start off with the Toxic Citron. So we have him as number 5, and we really like him because of his long range abilities.
Yeah, so Toxic Citron, I mean, he's got the ability to just shoot long range. We all know Citrons are notable for that long range beam ability that they have as their primary weapon. But he also does that damage over time because he's a toxic variant. So it stops people from healing up themselves. It allows you to kind of see them when they're trying to run away from you and things like that.
And he also has that great splash damage. So if you can't get a direct hit on the enemy, it still gives you, some damage points on them.
And plus, once you factor that in with the abilities that he has, he's got the EM Peach that actually stuns people and stops you from reviving or stops you from planting bombs. And then he's got the Peach Shield that really just goes along with the whole long range thing and blocks out damage.
And he's a really good escape character because he can go into his ball form and run away from attacks.
Number 4 we have is Toxic Rose. And I really love Toxic Rose because Toxic Rose is just great for medium and short range. The primary attack actually follows people. So if you're medium and close range, if you've got that kind of red crosshair on you, your attacks actually follow people to kill them.
And similar to the Toxic Citron, it has that damage over time. So, it's still doing those damage points even though, you've hit the enemy a while ago.
Yeah, and then of course all of its abilities are great teamwork abilities. It can slow down time, it can turn people into goats so they can't really attack you or use their special abilities. The main thing is that Toxic Rose really just can't shoot at a long range because of its primary weapon's ability to lock on. It can't lock on at a long range. So let me get this one. So number 3, weighing in at 2,019 pounds, we have the greatest of all time, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Prince. It's not Michael Jackson. It's the rugby star. And I just can't say enough about this guy. I mean, he comes to class early, he's willing to help others with their homework. I mean, alright, seriously, I'm playing around, but these are some of the things I would say if this rugby star was an actual person. I mean, he's so good. He can vanquish at a long range. I mean, he can take out whole groups because he has some awesome splash damage with him. And then he does like 11 to 23 damage per regular shot, even without the splash damage.
Yeah, and then when you factor in his abilities, his punt, it doesn't matter what you do. If you have the punt near an enemy, it's going to get a kill, period. So the punt has the ability to vanquish as many plants as it can get close to. And then you have his sprint tackle. And with that does a really good amount of damage. And it can really throw people off of their game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, like I said, he's my favorite football character in this game. Really one of my favorite characters in this game, period. So y'all got to try him out, honestly, tonight. Y'all got to try him out tonight.
For number 2, we have the Pylon Imp. And though the Pylon Imp doesn't have consistent shots, it does amazing damage. It does about 11 to 30 per shot. And along with that damage is amazing splash damage. So with the splash damage, it does about 10 per shot, which is really beneficial.
Yeah, and I just love the Pylon Imp's abilities too. I mean, the Imp in general just has some decent abilities. Obviously the mech, but we'll come back to that. The gravity grenade is ridiculous for just putting people up in the air and then getting some good splash damage if you're shooting one of the plants and doing 10 to 30 damage per shot, and then the other one is getting hit with the splash damage. I mean, that's 2 birds with 1 stone, so I definitely enjoy that. Of course, once he gets into his mech, the fact that he can lay down explosive mines, and he's the only zombie that can lay down explosive mines. So plants just are not expecting it, and they just run right into him. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's also really cool that he can charge a sprint tackle, really similar to the football player's ability. And that's always beneficial when you're trying to do those quick attacks. And so going back to the mech also does that great splash damage. So again, just those opportunities to still hit enemies without getting those direct shots.
And so for number 1, who could it be other than the Centurion? Centurion is by far my favorite foot soldier. I mean, all of the foot soldiers are so good. So this just goes to show how good the Centurion is. I mean, he's great at short range, medium range, long range. It honestly does not matter to him. He's doing minimum 10 damage per shot. And then when you factor that in with the fact that he's a fire variant character, he's doing 10 damage per shot at the longest distance, plus another 4 damage per second because it does the fire damage. So you're seeing your enemies through walls, because if they try to run, the fire damage tells you where they're at when it does the damage. And then it also stops them from regenerating health for a little while you're able to regain the ground or regenerate yours if you need it.
And on top of that, we have the great abilities that it offers, like of course the rocket ability, and that's a one-shot, one kill at any range as long as your aim is perfect. And then on top of that, they have the stink bomb cloud, which is a great smoke screen, and it's good for covering bases when you're playing games like Turf Takeover or maybe Suburbanation.
Yeah, and so then he also has the rocket jump, of course, which that one's not really an attack ability, but it is a good tactical ability. It allows you to get closer to people a lot faster. It allows you to jump over people, kind of like the Corn's Husk Hop, and just avoid contact for a moment. And then it's also really good at just simply running away. If you're getting shot up and your health is low, you can just run away and point that rocket and get on out of there. Alright, so that's going to wrap up our video for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate the support. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give it a like and let us know, what are your top 5 underrated characters?
Also, make sure you let us know some topics you want us to cover. We have a lot of great ideas and we can't wait to share them, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our new videos. See you next time on Other Half.